Stardew Valley, so this is going to be part 1 in my part 2, what am I saying, part 1 in my 10-part video series of Stardew Valley. So, a couple of disclaimers. Number 1, if you've never played this game before and you are not a big fan of spoilers, you probably don't want to watch parts of these videos because I am going to be showing just sort of my progress so far, and this first video is going to be pretty boring because I'm going to be doing a heck of a lot of fishing. And this 10-part video series is really just going to be explaining what you can do in this kind of game, and darn it, I lost a lot of stuff. So of course one of the things is fishing, and I'm just gonna go through kind of a regular day for me and then try to make something different for 10 videos. I don't really feel like I need to make 100 videos for this game, but it's a lot of fun, and if you've ever played Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon, then you probably will know exactly what this game is about. In fact, it's a lot like Harvest Moon, and in some ways I may even say a little bit of Minecraft, maybe a tiny little bit. So anyway, if you notice, I only have 300 gold up here, and I'm playing this game with an Xbox controller because it doesn't work with my keyboard. It flat out does not work with my keyboard. I don't know why that is. This game flat out refuses to work with my keyboard, and in fact sometimes I get a glitch where I'm constantly walking to the left, and because I can't walk up, that means I have to either get knocked out or restart the whole day. And depending on how much I did that day, usually I just get knocked out, but then when you run out of energy or once it hits 2 a.m. and you do get knocked out, you usually lose like 1,000 gold or something stupid. Anyway, about my gold being so low, the problem with that is because I died in... Oh, I gotta give this into the museum too. Anyway, I died in the last day, and I was going through a cave, which I will be doing as part 10 of this series. I was going through a cave, and I didn't know what happened when I died, but I died, lost all my gold. I didn't have very much because I just unlocked the cave, and I lost all the 2,000 gold that I had, and I lost 13 items, including iridium and a very, very good sword that I had. Of course, right now I do have Neptune's glaive, which is a decent sword. I just had a better one. So anyway, donating to the museum is pretty similar to like in Animal Crossing, maybe a little bit different, but it's still pretty cool. You just kind of drop it in here once you get artifacts and items. What the heck was that about? I have never recorded this game, so there may be a few kind of weird issues that come with recording it. So anyway, this video, as I said earlier, is really just going to be a fishing video. But first, I need to give this earth crystal. Can I give one? Okay, I need to give it to Haley because I'm trying to marry her, I guess. I'm still not sure how marriage works. I'm assuming you need to get 10 hearts, but anyway, this lets you know how many gifts you have given them that week, and you can only give someone one gift a day. And getting friendships is pretty useful. I mean, the most useful thing is probably being able to enter their bedroom without having to wait for them to leave, so you can give them their gift early in the morning and you don't have to hunt them down later in the day. So anyway, Haley is not a farm person, so as I talk to her, whoops, already given her a gift. It's too cold to get out of bed. She does not like discomfort, and that's kind of funny. So anyway, now I need fishing bait. So I have 300 gold, 347 about, and I'm going to try to buy as much fishing bait as I can. Wow, I'm getting some weird kind of lines showing up. That is only happening because I'm recording. This game on its own is usually pretty dang stable, and I'm pretty sure the reason I have that weird walk to the left glitch is just because my keyboard software interferes. That's the only thing I can possibly think of. I have no real idea as to why that happens. So anyway, I'm going to pick up some of these sea urchins before I go buy that bait. And then I'm going to see if there's any more worms sticking out of the ground, because usually you can get books from those which go straight to the museum. And there's just so much to do in this game. But at this point, if you don't know what this game is about, then you've probably been living under a rock. It's been out for a little while, and I was kind of surprised when people called this a surprise indie hit, because this game has been known about for many, many years. I mean, at least I knew about it like 3 years ago that it was coming, and I really wanted it because it was going to be a multiplayer-based Harvest Moon game, and that was like the thing that I've always wanted, was Harvest Moon, but multiplayer. And of course, we have Animal Crossing, which is multiplayer, but Harvest Moon is a little bit different in a special way than Animal Crossing, in the same way that Animal Crossing is a little bit different in a special way than Harvest Moon. And this game does a surprisingly good job of combining the two. My only real problem is that when you come here to your skills, they only go to 10. I mean, I kind of hope that they would go farther than 10, but you can get these up pretty quick. I mean, I haven't even tried to get these up very much, and I already have 10 fishing and 7 and everything else. I do have currently 26 hours of game time on this game, though, so, you know, I got a full day out of it, but there's still so dang much to do. It is primarily a farming game, but I've actually found that I'm making a lot more consistent money, and I can make a lot more consistent money every single day with fishing, while farming is usually something you only do. You can only make money off of every 13 days, and it's not real life days like Animal Crossing, it's going to be in-game days, which is kind of nice because you can skip straight through the days if you want to, or, oh wait, did I, the wizard, I think I'll give you your present tomorrow. I wanted to get the wizard all friended up. So anyway, what was I talking about? It was probably some rambling rant. Either way, you can skip straight through the days if you want to, and I don't know why you'd really want to do that because it's kind of best to try to consume your day by doing something, whether it's going through some caves or spending time fishing or talking to people. It seems for some people just the very act of talking to them will raise your friendship at least a little bit, and getting friendship up so far seems to, from what I've run into, it doesn't have that massive of a benefit other than Steam achievements and making your life here in Stardew Valley just a teeny bit easier. And anyway, if none of that was enough to convince someone who is not too sure about getting this kind of game, well, the game only costs 15 bucks. So it's the kind of game that you buy and you play and you don't even refund it. I mean, it's $15. This game is so cheap and there's so much to do in it. It lasts longer than Call of Duty, which is just kind of sad. For Call of Duty, anyway. So anyway, let's just go on past that kind of topic and let's talk about fishing a little bit. So here I've kind of done 2 fishing events, and sometimes you can get this treasure chest, and once you get 10 fishing, which is probably one of the easiest things to get early on, you can buy this iridium rod. Well, you don't need 10 fishing for that. Once you get higher fishing, you can buy this iridium fishing rod, which really makes fishing any kind of fish way easier. And if you're having a problem fishing in this game, then you really want to try to focus on river or lake fish first until you get your fishing up and can buy better rods. Once you can buy the better rods, you'll be able to fish anywhere in the ocean, in the caves, or really do anything without much effort. There's a few fish that are still really dang annoying, but they're not too bad. If you are kind of like me in Animal Crossing, if you're like a heavy fisher where I got the golden fishing rod before I got even, you know, the golden shovel, which in Animal Crossing was sometimes as easy as just burying a regular shovel on the ground and digging it up the next day and yay, it's golden. Well, then fishing in this game is going to be great for that purpose too, because there's a lot of fish you can get. So let me come on over to the collections, and if I'm already in the fish here. These are all the fish you can get, and there's a bunch I have missed. Like that one's an eel. I think that one's a squid. I have no idea how to get an eel. That one's at night fishing. And like I said, you can go look a lot of this up if you want to. But this game really is a whole lot of fun just by figuring out stuff as you play. And the more that you play it, you're going to have stuff that's going to kind of guide you into the right direction. And it's going to be pretty hard not to have something to do. But if you ever find that you're running out of stuff to do, unless you've played it for like 100 hours or I don't know, maybe you can reach the end game to this at about 50, then you probably should look up how you can do some other stuff, how to fill up like your wallet, because there's a couple of items you have to collect, and just see what you can do to try to get goals to go for, because there's no ulterior point to this game other than just kind of existing. Right here is my wallet that I was talking about, how, you know, you get a Dwarvish translation guide and a skull key, which allows you into the skull caverns in the desert. Then you can also, if you really need a goal, try to bring back that Pelican Town Center or join the Joja Mart and try to pay off whatever it is that they have that you can do. As for fishing, the thing that bothers me about only having level 10 fishing is that I do fishing a lot, and when I was getting up to level 10, I felt like I was getting progress. I mean, I was leveling up my fishing, but now that I have level 10, ooh, iridium ore, that's nice. Now that I have level 10 fishing, I kind of feel like it's sort of a waste to do, except just for money. I mean, I have 2 gold right now, so I definitely need to do this for money. But I kind of wish that there was, like, other fishing goals to go for that were immediately noticeable. Maybe later on in the game there's more to do related to fishing, but so far I haven't really seen it. Whoops, missed that one. So anyway, as you can see, for the fishing, the act is pretty easy. You just kind of cast the line. You don't have to hit max. I don't think having max casting your line really does anything other than, yeah, you hit the max. In some places here, if you're trying to fish in a river and you go max, you're actually going to shoot over the river, so you kind of got to go in between. So it's pretty good at trying to keep you sort of focused. I mean, you can fish just like that, and it's going to catch a fish, no problem. Bait is almost necessary, like totally, completely necessary in this game, because if you're fishing, if you don't use it, you're probably going to catch about half as many fish, at least that's been my experience in a day, as you would without it. And bait only costs 5 gold each, and you catch 2 fish, and it pretty much pays itself off. So if you notice, the things that kind of limit you in this game are energy. So the more I fish, the more it goes down. The more you fish, the more that your proficiency will go up, though, so you'll use less energy while fishing, I believe. And just the more you play and do stuff in general, your energy is going to go up for other quests you finish and just general things that you do. You still got to sleep every night, though, so if you look at the time, you need to make sure you get back to your house and in bed, which I'll be doing before this video is over. You need to get into your bed before 2 a.m., otherwise you'll drop dead, and that's just not going to be good, because you're going to have someone rummage through your pockets, or you're going to have Joja come by and give you a medical service that you didn't want, and then they're going to charge you for it. True to the American medical system way. But, I mean, other than that, it's good at making you kind of get stuff done in a day, because you kind of plan, okay, this day I'm going to go through the caves, because it's going to take all day. This day I'm going to set up my farm. This day I'm going to fish. And on days that maybe you feel like you're going to do something, but you still have a whole lot of time left, well, maybe you can go do a little bit of the caves, or you can only do a little bit of the fishing. But point is, you'll want to always try to figure out something to do in a day. But if you want to, you like really want to get those crops finished, you could just go right out of bed and then go right back into bed to pass that day into the next one. I don't really think I myself would recommend that kind of play style, but if you really want to do that, then hey, you know, it's your save file, do what you want. There's no real penalty for doing that. It just, to me, it feels like you can do so many other productive things throughout a season by spending each day as much as you can, rather than trying to just pass through the season. But of course, I'm in winter right now, and winter is an extremely painful season because I can't even show off the farming, because there are really not very many winter seeds. Now, there are a couple of requests, there's a couple of quests that I've noticed that can give you winter seeds as a reward, and you can plant those in the winter, but I already did that way earlier in this season, so you know, I can't really show that yet. But one of my videos will definitely be in spring, and I'll be showing off farming. And the next video, I don't know what I'm going to do in the next one. I'll decide when that time comes. Now, each day, I think, is probably anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes. And it's kind of like a Steam review put it the best, I think. A Steam review said that in Civilization, the big giant strategy game, your thought is always one more turn, one more turn. Well, in Stardew Valley, your thought is always one more day. One more day. And I found this game to be an amazing travel game, because it's extremely light, runs really well on almost any computer, because look at it, it's pixel art. I mean, it's not a whole lot that needs to be done here. And it has Steam Cloud saves, so it's just really awesome if you're traveling. And I was traveling all last week, and it just was amazing for the downtime. I could just start it up and play a couple of days, and then, you know, waste time and then get on with my day. So I really like it for that reason, and I like it because I feel like it's going to be the kind of game that will always have something to do, even if you finish all the main kind of goals and get all your levels up and get everybody to 10 happiness or 10 heart friendship. I really feel like there's still going to, oh look, a ruby, there's still going to be something to do inside this game. And I mean, I'm fishing in a lake right now. You can fish in any of the rivers, you can fish in the oceans, and you can fish at nighttime, which is going to be nighttime soon. I'm a little bit surprised I haven't actually ran out of energy yet. Of course, sometimes you get trash and green algae from fishing, and the green algae is kind of useful, especially if you go into the cave a lot, because you can get a lot of it in a day by fishing, and it'll last you a little while in the cave. So I guess that's pretty much the main, huge, giant overview for Stardew Valley. Basically, if you liked Harvest Moon, buy this game. If you liked Animal Crossing, buy this game. If you liked, heck, even if you played Farmville back when it wasn't this horrific Facebook mess. I mean, I played Farmville when it very first came out. I had to kind of quit when it got really popular, because I was starting to be seen as one of those guys. Oh, you play Farmville, you're one of those people. I was like, But I mean, it's kind of like Farmville in a way, but with so much more to do in Farmville than there is in Farmville. And you don't have to wait a whole day for your crops to grow. You wait like, I don't know, 30 minutes if you speed up the days that much. So in that kind of way, it's sort of it's good like that. And I mean, this game pretty much is more like Harvest Moon than any of those others. Some people like to compare it to Animal Crossing, and it has a few Animal Crossing vibes to it, but it's way more Harvest Moon than it is Animal Crossing. And I think my one only major downside is that I really hoped. Let me show you the map here. I really hoped that the map was going to be randomized for each person. Instead, it's pretty much the same for everybody. I mean, everyone's Wizard's Tower is here, Secret Woods are over there, town layout's the same. And I kind of wished that some part of it was randomized. I know that the farm technically might be a little bit randomized, but for the most part, everything's in the same spot. And I know this game was made by one guy, so it's not like I can expect too much. I mean, it's like amazing that one guy made this game that isn't an early access game with no microtransactions, with planned updates coming in the future. Like I said before, he's going to be planning adding multiplayer eventually. It's kind of just stunning to me that a developer like that even exists. But anyway, it's made by this one guy, and I can't really expect a huge amount more than what's been given here, because this is everything that I expected Stardew Valley to be, plus more. And all I've done is talked about fishing in this particular video. But we'll be doing more in the next ones. I think the next one I decided I'm going to go through the regular caves that you can access straight away. So anyway, we're getting close to the end of the day here. I'm going to catch a few more fish. The chests aren't really that useful if you ask me. I mean, I did get iridium ore, and I also got my Neptune's glaive sword from a chest, so sometimes they can pay off, but I don't know, they're just kind of annoying. There's a perk you could get where you have like double % chance to get a chest, and then there's a bobber you can add to the iridium fishing rod, that one at the bottom. You can add a bobber that makes it to where fish don't escape when you're collecting a chest. So if you really want to be a treasure hunter, I guess you could do that. And you do get some good stuff from the chests sometimes, but not always. Anyway, I haven't had any fish escape in this video because lake fishing is pretty dang easy, but if it does escape, that bar on the right goes down, and then the fish goes away. Then you lose a bait, you also lose some energy, but, you know, that's just how it goes. Ooh, cool, amphibian fossil. So, I mean, yeah, it is good to go for chests every now and then. I guess I made a little bit of productivity inside this video. Oh yeah, there's also some actual quests that you can get with your journal there, and I have like 5. I don't really want to show them too much because, again, the whole spoiler thing, I mean, you shouldn't be watching these videos if you want spoilers too bad anyway, but, you know, I don't really just want to open it either. Alright, so I don't even know how much bait I had, but I have 34 left. That's probably good enough for another day and a half, and I have like no energy. So as I said before, if your energy hits 0, you're gonna drop. You'll wake up at your house, and you usually lose a couple of gold. I don't know if you lose any gold if you have none like I do, or if you don't have any gold, they go to an item in your inventory, which would be really terrible. And I'll explain how my farm and stuff is later, but I mean, you know, sprinklers and scarecrows, what else do you need? Whoops, I forgot to sell my fish, so this little box here can sell stuff for you. Let's put in, I think I need a red mushroom for something or other. So anyway, I'm gonna drop in my coral because I don't think I need that. I'm gonna keep that, sell this stuff, and I think that's good. Okay, now I'm gonna come on over here to my chests. Let's see, what do I need to drop in? And I think just the ores, and I have that in a different chest apparently. I have an iridium bar. Luckily, I did not lose that when I died. That would have been extremely annoying. I'll drop my bait into my fishing rod, and then where's my minerals? There they are. Okay, now let's head on over to bed. This will save the day. Unfortunately, this seems to be the only way to save your progress. I kind of wish there was some kind of way you could like save at noon or something. I feel like that would be fair, but hey, you know, it makes sense why they want you to do everything in one day. So you can click here to see how much your stuff is worth, and as you can see, the pike, man, they're worth quite a bit, and so are the perches. But those are all the kind of fancy starred ones. The regular perch is worth a little bit less, but I have the fishing perk where I get 50% more per fish. I think it's 50% more. So anyway, this was about a 20-minute day, and like I said, the days can go from 5 to 20, 30 minutes if you want them to. So that'll be it for this video. Check the link in the description if you want a playlist to my playlist for this 10-part video series. We'll be continuing on in part 2, which I've already decided I'm going to go through the first cave, and then I guess I will see you in that video.